Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Caspian and I read a lot of books, mainly library books. However, this TBR is going to be a little bit different. So, this is roughly my TBR for November. And there's one book missing, I think, from this pile. So, I have a little notepad as well, where I have listed them all. So, I am still currently reading the Pole Pick book from my October TBR. So today when I'm filming this, it's the 28th of October. Yeah, so I think and hope that I will have that finished by the end of the month. I think I will. So anyway, November TBR. So first of all, I have these three, and these three books are the first three books of my Sunwait calendar books. So there's a total of 6 books in my Sunwait calendar, book calendar, that my partner made for me. So I talk about that in a vlog that I recently shared with you. Or maybe it's coming up the day before or after this one. I'm not sure. So he did this for me. So I have 3 books that I don't know what books they are. So that's 3 books to my TBR that you will find out during the month. So I will open this one on the 1st of Sunwait, on the 13th of November, and then the second one I will open on the 20th. And then the third one I will open on the 27th of November. So yeah. And then I have some books at home from the library. So those are the ones I'm focusing on together with my Sunwait calendar books. So I have, first of all, I have a book that's not here. I have the second book, I think, in the Grandest Games series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I do have the third book at home, so I have read the Grandest Games a while back. This summer maybe? Was it this in the summertime? And then I put myself on the waiting list for this one, because I thought this one was the next one. It isn't. So, fortunately, the library had Games Untold, which is best read between the Grandest Game and this one, the Glorious Rivals. So I was able to extend the loan on this one and then put myself on the waiting list for Games Untold, and it is currently waiting for me. I'm gonna try and time picking that one up when I return the book I'm currently reading. So I have Games Untold and Glorious Rivals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes on my TBR for November. So that's 2 more books. So we're up to 5 already. And you know, I usually just, when I roll my board game, I usually just roll 5 times and then pick one from my TBR jar. So we're already, you know, up there. And then I have 3 more books. So a total of 8 for November. And I have another one that I have been wanting to read for a while. Finale by Stephanie Garber. It's the final book in the, what's the series? Caraval. So I want to read this mainly because I want to start reading Once Upon a Broken Heart. But this series goes before that one, so this is kind of, I'm hoping I don't feel stressed. I'm hoping it's enjoyable and that I enjoy it as much as I did the first 2 books in the series, so that it just doesn't feel like a book to fill a gap between the end of one series and start of another. So I hope it's good. Yeah, I am hopeful. I just wish I had gotten it sooner, because it's been a while now. And the thing is, I put myself on a waiting list for one of these, because in my local library system, you find the books in the system, and then you put yourself on a waiting list for sometimes one specific book. So if they have like 3 copies, then there are 3 different waiting lists. And I put myself on, I think I put myself on the shortest one. And then I just never got it. And then when I went to check on it, it seems like there's something special with that waiting list, because the one book was due in like December or something, and when I checked on it, it was September. So I was like, why does someone have why is someone allowed to have this for 3 months? So I went on to put myself on a longer waiting list for this copy, and I just wish that I had known that from the beginning. So what I have started doing when I put myself on a waiting list is to check not only how many people are before me, but also when the book is due, so that I know that it's on its way, and I try to go check that from time to time to see that it's actually moving. Because, you know, I told you about what happened with Phantasma a while back. I was on that waiting list for 6 months, and then apparently someone decided to keep it or misplaced it or whatever. So in the library system, it just says that I was first in line to get it for a very, very long time. And then when I went to check where the copy was, it said it wasn't available anymore, which told me that someone has misplaced it or kept it. It was, you know, overdue. So it had been overdue for a while, and then it wasn't available. I was like, no notification whatsoever. So that was kind of disturbing, and I don't want that to happen again. So anyway, finale. So I'm not going to talk too much about what this is about or this is about. You know, this one, The Glorious Rivals and Games Untold, they are inheritance games novels. So it's that kind of book with like a mystery that needs to be solved. And yeah, so in this book it actually says 7 players arrived, now only 5 remain, and that's what gave me a hint that, oh wait, what's 7 players? So in this series they are on an island. They were in the first book as well, The Grandest Game. So the main character from the first 3 books, I think, in the inheritance games, she has now an island where she sets up games for people to win money and solve mysteries and solve, you know, go from clue to clue to solve the mystery and win. So in this series, it's also kinda, you know, follow a mystery, but it's based on tarot cards. So like the magic system is based on tarot cards in this one. And in the first book we followed one of 2 sisters, and in the other book we followed the second sister, and in this one I don't know who we follow. It's been 2 months since the last book. So I think we follow Legend in this one. No, we follow Tella, so we still follow the 2 sisters, I think. I don't want to read too much about it. I want to go in quite blind, just remembering the last 2 books. And then I am on to my third A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So this is As Good as Dead, and they had it at the library when I went there last. I was so happy that they had it in, because if you're watching my vlogs, you know that I recently read the second book in this series. And I wanted and I hoped for this one to be in so that I could read it quite soon, because I did feel the gap between book 1 and 2, and I wished I had read it more, you know, closer to the first book. So I'm glad to like finish off some series in November. I'm really hoping. because I want to be better at starting a series and then keep reading and not have to wait for too long. And I want to be better at declining series, like, you know, if I see that a series has a long waiting list, I want to be better at saying to myself, no, Caspian, you can wait until it's more available. Because there are series that are finished in a way that there are books out there, but my library system doesn't have them yet, or the waiting lists are very, very long. And I don't enjoy waiting 6 months between 2 books in a series. And because I'm not able to go back and just reread the books, because I don't own the first books in those series. And the first books, like 1 or 2 books, are always out in the world with other people that has also been on the waiting list. So it's a jungle to navigate sometimes, reading series through the library system. And I'm going into the future being more aware of how it works, so that I can be like, okay, this is how this series looks right now, and I don't have it in me to wait between these, so I'm gonna wait until they're more available. Or, okay, so this series, if I start this, I better borrow these 3 books at the same time and read them in the same month or 2, because I have the chance to do so, and really, you know, keep up to date in that way on series. I also, when it comes to series, plan to go through my reading journal and see what series I am in the middle of, and making a video about that. So that's coming up in the next month or so, hopefully. So when I have time to do that, I will film it. Yeah. So As Good as That is the 3rd book in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and we're still following Pip that we followed in the first 2 books. And it says she's haunted by her last investigation, but soon a new case finds her, and this time it's all about Pip. She has a stalker, one who keeps asking, who will look for you when you're the one who disappears? Ouch. Sounds very Halloween. November read coming up. Even though in November I like to be more cozy with my reads, like pumpkin spice latte kind of cozy, even though I don't drink coffee at all. So anyway, you know, curl up with a book because the weather is graying and that sort of thing. So the last book on my TBR for November is my smallest from the library. It's not the smallest overall, because I think that is the 3rd book in my Sunwait calendar. It's very thin. But the smallest one from the library. What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. And I want to read this one. But at the same time, I think I'm gonna look up the 2nd book, because remember what I just told you. How available is this series at the library? Does the 2nd book have a really long waiting list? And does this one? I don't think this has a waiting list. But yeah, I'm gonna look that up a little bit before deciding, and see if maybe I want to pick it up when I go to the library next. So I have so many books to read in November, so I would like to, maybe if I can, save this for the end of November, and then when I return a lot of these books, because these books are due like the 20th of November or something like that, some of them. So when I go to the library then, I'm hoping that the 2nd one is in, so that I can read those back to back if I like this one. That would be the ideal way of going about this. So yeah, that's my November TBR. So I don't know what this is about. What Moves the Dead. I know I liked it when people have talked about it. It says, when Alex Easton, a retired soldier, receives word that their childhood friend Madeline Usher is dying, they race to the ancestral home of the Ushers in the remote countryside of Ruritania. What they find there is a nightmare of fungal growths and possessed wildlife surrounding a dark, pulsing lake. Madeline sleepwalks and speaks in strange voices at night, and her brother Roderick is consumed by a mysterious malady of the nerves. Mysterious malady of the nerves, not malady. Malady! Okay. And her brother Roderick is consumed by a mysterious malady of the nerves. Okay. Aided by a Aided by a redoubtable British mycologist, I think that's the word, not mycologist, and a baffled American doctor, Alex must unravel the secret of the House of Usher before it consumes them all. Is Alex non-binary? I will find out. Yeah, I've heard many great things about it, so I'm hoping it will be that good. And yeah, I'm hoping that the second book will be in when I need it to be in at the library. So let's stack these again, and I will show you the other side now because I was a bit cheeky before. So these are the books, and yeah, and of course Games Untold under here. So 8 books. And I'm also starting a new book club book in November, but I have November and December to read it, and we haven't really decided on that yet. I think we're gonna decide today. So I have one more book, but I don't have to read it in November if I don't have time. So that's where we're at. I hope you enjoy your reading in November, and I will see you in whatever comes next. Happy reading and happy holiday season, everyone. Xingling.